Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and to this week's new makeup releases going on the wish list or not. If I was good at editing, this is where you have those applause in the background, but I don't know what I'm doing, okay? I'm doing the best I can. I know this series hasn't started out the best in 2020. I've been on a break, okay? The first week of January I was in San Francisco. The second week I was in Stockholm attending the Daisy Beauty Expo. It's like it's an expo but for people in the beauty community and like journalists and bloggers and all of that in Sweden. And then last week I did film an episode, but the audio was so bad. It was like I couldn't save it, so I actually threw it away and I thought I'd do something good this week instead. So this is actually the first new makeup releases going on the wish list or not for 2020. We have a lot of stuff in front of us. There are so many things I want to talk about, but to not make this episode 2.5 years long, even though I brought wine, I hope you brought a drink. Bring a drink, bring a snack, bring a friend, bring a pillow. We're gonna be here for a while, okay? I actually might even go get the bottle because this glass is not gonna be, it's not gonna be enough. But with that being said, we're gonna try and get into this. If you feel like I missed some things, it might be because I'm trying to take those next week instead, because I'm not gonna be able to talk about all the new makeup releases because there is a lot of things that have been released. I feel like I have a cat hair. Wait, one second. I'm so sorry. I had to move the cat. She was in this chair and I had to move her and I think I got a lot of hair in my face. I'm gonna start with 3 things that I actually bought. I know, Clown Angie is incoming. I bought 3 things, but it's been 3 weeks, okay? Give me a break. And one of them I bought on the pre-sale and that thing is not here yet because it's coming in February. Maybe I should start with that one. Let me scooch. This is the new cake palette by Glamlite. This I bought on the pre-order. It is available now. I don't think it's sold out. I am affiliated with Glamlite, but they don't send everything to me in PR. I decided to buy this because I bought this when I was in San Francisco. I woke up a morning and it was like, this one is available. And I was like, I want something bright. I want something fun. I don't know, I was in the mood for something fun and I was like, this could be something that I could review and let you know if this is a rainbow palette to go for, because it is a rainbow palette. The thing with this one, I'm not the biggest fan of rainbow palettes. That's not true. I think that rainbow palettes are fun, but I think you don't need to own all of them. And I do already own rainbow palettes, so the reason why I bought this is to see whether or not I can recommend it to you. Because one, I really do like the Glamlite formula. That is a reason why I accepted to have a code with them, because I don't want to have a code with companies that I don't think make good products, but I do really think Glamlite makes good products. And maybe this then could be the one rainbow palette if it's good. And also I was craving something more colorful. I like colors, but I've been so into like more muted colors, even though that's not what I'm wearing today. I'm actually wearing a thing that I'm gonna mention in a while. I was just craving something bright. I just like, I want to review something bright. So that's why I bought this one. This packaging is too big for my liking, too many colors for my liking, but at least it's within that I can live with this ratio, because sometimes Glamlite makes really big palettes, and that is the reason why I didn't buy the pizza palette. That's the reason why I didn't buy the paint palette. That's the reason why I gave away the burger palette, because they're just too big of a palette. The taco palette I own, awesome quality, really love it, so I'm excited to try this one. I will link it down below in case you're interested. My code will give you 15% off if you're interested, and if you don't want to take a chance on it, maybe you can just wait for my review, because this is heading my way and I am actually excited. The next thing that I bought, and this is truly a clown moment, but hear me out. I really wanted to try this and I wanted to review this, and that is that I bought the Amrezy palette. You didn't see that one coming, right? Did you? Thought so. Okay, this one I have used. See, this is the thing. I am in the middle of filming 3 looks with this. Yes, there's gonna be a 1 palette 3 looks, and it's gonna be with the Amrezy palette. This palette is already available. I bought this in Sweden, and maybe that is one of the reasons why I wanted to pick this up, because it came to Sweden so fast, and I like reviewing new things. And also, a lot of people have said that this is another neutral palette from Anastasia with some pops of pinks. But I like pinks, and I don't own any of the neutral palettes. I never bought the Modern Renaissance, I never bought the Soft Glam, and I never bought Sultry. So this is my Anastasia Beverly Hills neutral palette, and this one has some pops. It has a bright pink here. It has a pink to like a gold blue duochrome. It's really pretty. And then there is a purple, there is a like an orangey gold, and this blue is beautiful, the Leo. And then there is this it's like a more purple, honestly, on the eyes. Is this 100% my style? No. Am I still looking forward to reviewing it? Yes. And I have filmed 2 looks with this, and the 3rd look I'm filming tomorrow, and this is going to be the video that you see tomorrow. On Monday, there's going to be a 1 palette 3 looks with the Amrezy palette. I'll also share some more thoughts on it, but this one is available. This one has 2 pressed glitters as well. Not too fond of pressed glitters. This palette has 2 more shades than the normal Anastasia palette, so this is longer. I don't know if you noticed, this is longer, but I'll chat a bit more about this in tomorrow's video. This is like stale tea at this point, but I did pick this one up and it has been released throughout the time that I was away. And I don't hate it. Maybe that could be mine. I don't hate it, but it's not the most exciting thing ever. But I am excited that I am trying it, that I got to try it. I was gonna say that, but I bought this myself with my own money. I also bought the Glamlite palette with my own money. Let me show you the 3rd thing as well, because it's right over here. The 3rd thing I want to talk about is the Colourpop Mint To Be. They released a mint collection, and did they release this when I was in San Francisco as well? I'm not really sure, but I am intrigued by the fact that Colourpop is releasing some pastels, so I decided to pick this up. I also put a picture here on the side because they did release some other things. They have released 2 Super Shock shadows and 2 Glitterly Obsessed. Didn't pick any of those up. I do think though that if you do want to try some mint and you don't want to buy a full palette, buying one of the Super Shock shadows could be a good idea to just get to try it, because usually the Super Shock shadows are of a really great quality. I am wearing this palette today together with the Lilac You A Lot, which I also bought, so yeah, I filmed this look and it is coming pretty soon. I don't know if it's coming next week or the week after. I don't really know, but it is coming pretty soon, and I did film it. First impression, I like it. The quality is nice of the 3 shadows that I've used, but I've only used 3 shadows here in the inner part of my eyes, but those were nice. I think that with this palette, like same here, I wanted to review it. I also really love pastels, and I love mixing pastels with other colors, like I have mixed them together here. So for me, it was kind of easy, like, yes, I love pastels, yes, I love colors, but if you feel like 9 mint colors is not going to be something you reach for a lot, I don't think that this will be a good purchase for you. But if you love pastels the way that I love pastels, maybe this new pastel series that Colourpop seems to be on is a good idea, to be honest, because they've released 3 what they call pastel palettes so far, and I have 2 of them. And if they release another one, I'm probably going to pick up the peach one as well, so maybe in the end I can let you know which ones are the best and which ones you can skip, because they have the peach, the Lilac You A Lot, and the Mint To Be. Those are the 3. What was the peach one called? I don't remember, but basically it is a lavender, a mint, and a light peach. Those are the palettes that they have in their so-called pastel series so far, but they have been hinting that they are releasing more. I don't really know what the next one is going to be, because they have to release something that people will want. I don't like a pastel yellow. It's not going to make sense. You can just buy the honey palette. Maybe a pastel pink to release another pastel. They're probably going to release that. Other than like a pastel blue, I don't know if people are going to buy that. Maybe they will just for the sake of it, but honestly, I don't know what other pastels they're gonna release. I mean, peach is a pastel orange, so it's gonna be interesting to see where they go with this pastel series, to be honest. I don't feel like there are that many directions in which they could go, but I'm guessing there is a pink one coming soon. That's me guessing. That's me guessing. But yeah, I did pick up that palette as well, and I don't think I've picked up any of the other things, and now we can go into like news. Like I said, I'm gonna try and pick the most exciting ones this time, and if there's something I don't mention, let me know in the comments, and I can talk about it next week, because it's probably going to be a long episode next week as well. Oh, there's so many things. Maybe while we were talking about Anastasia, we can talk about the new mini Norvina palette. This is the mini palette from Norvina number 3, and this was just announced. This is a sherry inspired palette, and this is a mini pro pigment palette volume 3. This is going to be $29, and it is gonna be released pretty soon. January 27th online, and January 31st in stores. These palettes, some of them reached Sweden, but I'm not sure all of them did. There's like 1 or 2 that never came to Sweden out of this Norvina series. I'm thinking about picking this up because I do really like the idea of this. I like a combo between like the blue, the pink, the red, and like the green, and then 3 duochromes, because the 3 shimmery shades on top are 3 duochromes when you look at the swatches. I do think that, like, when you see the reds swatched, even when I see the reds swatched, 2 of them are so similar. I feel like one of them could have been a metallic red instead, because or just a darkened burgundy. I feel like the 2 darker reds are so similar. Like, honestly, both of those weren't needed. If this shows up in Sweden somewhat fast, I might pick it up and do something with it, but this is on my maybe list, to be honest. I haven't tried anything from Norvina yet, like the sub-line to Anastasia, because that is apparently what Norvina is, but I am interested in trying something, and if this reaches Sweden somewhat fast, I might. It's on my maybe list. Another thing though that I am picking up, and I saw this swatch. This is the Natasha De Nonna Valentine's collection. She is releasing a cheek quad, and she's releasing a palette. The palette is going to be the same size as the Sunrise, which is slightly smaller, a hard shell, and the pan sizes are just a bit smaller, like they were in the Sunrise and also in the Metropolis palette. That's the one. And guessing it's going to be the same price. Yeah, $65. This is going to be available in a bunch of different places. I will try and link. I always link everything down below. Do check the description box. There is so much info in the description box. This one is coming January 28th and in stores on February 6th. I am going to pick this collection up. I really do love Natasha De Nonna's formula, and I have been wanting to try one of those quads for the face, but none of the 2 colors that she's had before, either the very red one she had or the bronzy one, has been for me. I've seen them in stores, I've swatched them, I've been on the fence about it, but I never did end up being in love with any of them, so I didn't pick them up. This one looks beautiful though, and the palette, I really want to try it. I saw Natasha swatching it on her stories and it looked really pretty. This is that kind of color scheme that I told you that I thought was going to continue to be a hit at least through the first half of 2020, which is reds and purples together with peaches and pinks. There has been a lot of that, and you're gonna see a lot of that. The Anastasia one had it, the Amrezy one also has it, the other Anastasia one, this one has it, and there's gonna be another palette in a bit that has it, even 2 palettes in a bit that has it. This is a trend, and if you are not reviewing makeup, you don't need to get all of them. Just decide, if you like this color scheme, just look at some reviews and decide to get the one. You don't need to get a bunch of them, because I do feel like a lot of these palettes are starting to look very similar, but I like the Natasha De Nonna quality, and I feel like this one is so pretty. I love pinks and reds together, so I am really intrigued by this. I hope you're interested in seeing a look or so with this, because I am gonna pick this up. I think this is super pretty. And $65 is expensive, but it's not as expensive as the Metropolis palette, and I'm happy that she did another one of these small hard panned palettes. Then we have another one of these peachy pink purples. This one doesn't have a red though, but this is another Valentine's collection, and this is from Kylie Cosmetics. She is releasing the Stormi collection. This is launching on the 1st of February, which is next Saturday, so it's going to be released before I do my next episode. So if you're interested, you might want to have to be prepared, because I do think that this collection has it might sell out, because I think that this collection is beautiful. There are some lip colors, like lip duos with the lip liner, mini matte lip kits. So in this collection there are 3 mini matte lip kits, 3 different colors, and then there are a high gloss set, so it's like glosses, mini glosses in a set. Then there is a blush, and then there is this eyeshadow palette, and I think that this looks really pretty. I'm not gonna pick it up because there's a bunch of these other things that intrigue me more, and as you saw, I already did pick up 3 palettes, and I am gonna pick up at least 2 more. I've already filmed with these though, so I feel a bit okay about that. I really don't have a lot of things that are like waiting in line to be reviewed, and that is good for me, to be honest. But I don't need to buy this one as well, but I do think that this is pretty. This is very girly, this is very young, and I feel like this is very for her audience, because I think that her audience is like teens and younger 20s, girls and boys that like a bit of a younger and maybe sweeter aesthetics. I think that this is a cute collection. I think that it's nice her being single, making a tribute to her daughter on Valentine's Day, instead of just trying to force something love thing when she's not apparently in a relationship herself. And maybe these are actually Stormi's favorite colors, who knows? I mean, obviously she didn't collab with her like very, very young daughter, but I still think it's pretty sweet. I don't hate it. I'm not like, I haven't bought anything from Kylie Cosmetics in a hot minute, and I'm not gonna start with this one, but I don't hate it. This is something that I've seen a lot of people being really interested in, but I never saw this Sabrina, the new Sabrina series from Netflix. I've told you about this before. I am the worst person in the world to see series with, because I never finish anything. I never have time to like sit and just look at Netflix. I feel like I'm always busy with so much other things, but I never saw the Sabrina one. Is it good? I've heard it's pretty dark. These are duos of re-promoted lip shades, because these, what are these called? Soft matte lip creams. They're like a lip mousse that is a semi-opaque. They're not 100% opaque. I feel like it's a pretty comfortable formula, but this isn't the kind of formula that people are looking for right now, so I feel like it's pretty odd that they're choosing this formula with this collab. And the shades are re-promotes, but with new packaging. And then there's this big, huge ass palette, and I know that people love huge palettes, but I don't like big palettes, and for me this is a no. If this was a series or some kind of a franchise that I was extremely interested in, maybe I'll be singing a different song right now. But since I don't watch the series, and I actually think that this is just a bit too big and bulky for my liking, this is above that like threshold of where I think that it's just too big for my liking. That's not what she said, but I can't deal with these super, super big palettes. It's like a Morphe palette. I don't want that. I don't know when this is being available. I think 21st of January. This is already available. I will link it down below. I'm sure I can find it online, and I'll show you what it looks like. Maybe you're interested. Maybe you'll love the series. I do think it's pretty fun, and I told you that as well in my predictions for 2020, that we're gonna see collabs between not just beauty influencers or celebrities, but with like TV shows and movies and franchises like that, and I really feel like that is coming true for sure. Let's talk about some more Colourpop, because Colourpop obviously have released quite a lot of things. I mean, maybe not that many things, to be honest. Maybe they're not that bad. But except the palette that I showed you, the Mint collection, they've also released this like neutral collection. I don't know what it's called, but it's like a little collection. I love that they're doing smaller collections now. The Mint collection was small as well. I hope they continue with that. It's okay to release 1 or 2 really big collections. For Colourpop it would be per season, but for other brands maybe a year, but they don't need to do that like once a week. So this is also a smaller collection. It is 2 neutral palettes, 2 neutral highlighters, and 2 duos of those just the tint lip crayons. Those aren't really my favorites. These highlighters are super shock chics in the big packaging that the Soul Body highlighters came in. I don't really know about this trend of putting it in this like super large packaging. Maybe people have been asking about that, but yeah, I don't really know how I feel about it. I liked it more when they had it. The best I like is the one with the cardboard snap close lid thing. The cardboard packaging for the Super Shock Chic highlighters. I like that a lot, and I wish that they would go back to that, because I really, really love that. This collection is divided, so there's one like more rosy palette with a rosy highlighter and rosy crayons, and then more of a neutrally brown warmer palette with a more of a pale warmer gold and some warm crayons. This is perfect if you are starting out with makeup, or if you really need something that's smaller and neutral. Maybe you have started out with Morphe and you just want to downsize a bit and not have as big of a palette. But I am telling you that if you own any neutral palettes from Colourpop, you own this, and you don't go buying this if you already have neutral palettes from Colourpop. I'm telling you, you're buying dupes. You are making a clown of yourself. You don't need that. You don't need dupes in your collection, okay? Who do we think we are? Let's not buy dupes in 2020, shall we? If you own neutral palettes from Colourpop, you will probably own these colors. Don't buy them. If you don't own any neutrals from Colourpop, I've heard they're good quality, but don't get them if you already have them. We don't need to buy things we already have, okay? Let's be smart. These are already available. I will link them down below. Another thing that Colourpop released is I think that they started with this lip formula. What are they called? They are called the Lux Velvet Duos. I don't really know what this formula is supposed to be, but they are in little chubbier, like liquid lipstick containers, but like a little chubbier ones. And this is supposed to be a different formula, and I personally don't know how. So for me, this is very interesting. I want to try this formula because they had it in the last Disney collection that they did. They did release this formula, and now they're coming out with more colors. They are being sold in duos. So they're like two shades that like go with each other in the same family, like two darker reds, but they're like similar enough to be warranted to be in a duo, but they're also different enough to be in a duo. Does this make sense? I think that these duos are actually pretty smart, and they are pretty affordable. It is 15 for the duo, and individual you can buy them individually as well for 8. So you're saving, well, $1 if you buy it in the duo. I want to try this formula because I want to know how this is different from their other formulas, because sometimes I don't think that the descriptions are like good enough. Like, why is this needed? Why is this needed when they have so many other different formulas? I do want to try it. It seems to be a bit more of a moussier, semi-opaque formula, and I feel like I said before, that isn't really the kind of formula that is in right now, but maybe it could be again. Colourpop is known for making things like creating trends when it comes to textures and stuff, so I am intrigued. I do want to try it. I'm not gonna listen, I just made an order. I just bought this palette, I told you. So I'm not going to make an order just to order this, but if something else is being released on Colourpop that I want, I'm going to throw one of these into my basket and just try it, and I'll let you know what is different about this one, because there has to be something, right? Well, you never know, but I'm kind of hoping there's something. Oh my god, it's starting to get a bit dark behind me, so better pick this up. Morphe has released a new palette. They are going into pastels. This is called the 35i Icy Fantasy. This is already available. I will link it down below. It also came with some lipstick, I think, in this set. They did use Pony, like Pony's makeup, to promote this palette. I don't think this was a collab. I think that this was just her doing like looks and for the campaign and stuff. I could be wrong, but that's how I have, like, when I've looked at what they have been posting about this, I feel like that could be the case. I think it's really nice that Morphe is getting into some pastels. I wish that this was one of their slightly smaller palettes. If this had been one of their slightly smaller palettes, I would have bought this without blinking. But it's just too big. I know from myself, I know from experience that I don't use these kind of big palettes. It doesn't matter how pretty these colors seem. It doesn't matter how much I love pastels. Like I told you, I love pastels. The thing is that when I sit down and do my makeup, I never, ever, ever reach for those big palettes like the Morphe palette or the Jaclyn Hill palette, or even the Once palette, the one that Emily Noel did with Makeup Revolution. They're just too big. I don't reach for those at all. It's the same with my single shadows. I have to move my single shadows into smaller palettes and create smaller palettes for me to actually use them. And I decluttered all of my Morphe palettes, the big ones, except the Jaclyn Hill one. I'm keeping that one for reference, but it would be stupid for me to get something like this. And if you're the same like me, that you never reach for big palettes, and don't get this, wait until this trend trickles into brands that make smaller palettes. Maybe Colourpop. I'm sure that other brands are going to do pastels as well. I predicted that pastels was going to be one of the trends we saw in 2020, so I think we're going to see more pastels. I just feel like these palettes are too big, and I kind of wish that we would see... I hope that Morphe makes smaller pastel palettes. I would be eager to try it then, but just too big. Too big. I don't want it. Something else that I saw this and I was like... Huh? This is the Latte 2 by Dominique Cosmetics. Dominique Cosmetics is a brand that I am happy to buy from. I only own one thing, but I like the thing I own, and I really wanted to buy that Celestial Storm thing, but it came so late to Europe, so for me, the interest in people watching videos of that had already died off when it reached us, so I didn't pick that one up. I'm not gonna buy this one either, because I honestly don't understand this. Listen, this palette is meant for people who like neutrals. I'm not that person, so I'm not bashing it for that. It seems like a lovely neutral palette. It actually seems really pretty. I like the two glosses as well. They seem really, really pretty. Here's the thing. If you really love neutrals, you are not going to know what to do with that matte pastel turquoise. What are you going to do with that? That color doesn't blend into any of the other colors. It's gonna look muddy whatever you blend it into, unless you use it on your lower lash line. And I feel like these palettes, they're just making it hard on themselves. Like I don't understand why. If you want people to dip their toes into colors and you're creating like a neutral palette, don't give them one of the hardest colors to work with. A pastel matte turquoise. Where am I going with that? I love colors, and even I look at that and I'm like, what? There are no colors in this palette that one goes with. What are you gonna, why is that one there? I think instead they should have taken that lovely coral that they had next to it that actually will go together with these other colors, and the same, that beautiful mustard that actually will go together with these other colors. They should have taken that coral and made an exact same shade but metallic and put that where the turquoise is. That would have made a lovely palette. This turquoise isn't doing anyone any favors, least of all the brand. And I love matte pastel turquoise, but not in the neutral palette. I wouldn't buy this palette to get that one. I already have shades like that as well, but I just don't. If you want to have a pop of color in a neutral palette, that's fine, but just don't give them the hardest color out there. So yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna pick this palette up. I was slightly confused when I saw the choices that were made with this palette, because I honestly don't really understand, but here we are. Fenty is releasing some new things. Fenty is releasing her fly liner in pens in really pretty colors, also mascara and setting spray, and some new colors of her gloss bombs. I am actually going to Stockholm in a week and a half. I'm going to Stockholm in a week and a half. I'm gonna attend the Daisy Beauty Awards. It's gonna be so much fun. I bought such a pretty dress. I am gonna be snatched. I'm so excited for that, and I'm actually going to try and visit Sephora in Stockholm while I'm there. And one of the things I'm going to look at is these new Fenty products. I kind of want to pick up one of these pencil liners. I told you that one of the things that I wanted to see in 2020 was more colored eyeliner pens, and these seem really pretty. That corally pink, if that is a good formula, that is coming home with me. So yeah, I think I will pick up one of these colors if the formula is nice. I'm gonna see how I feel about them, and I'll let you know as well what I think about when I see them. I do at some point want to pick up a gloss bomb. It's one of those things where I'm like, I should probably try it because so many people seem to love it. So if I love any of these new colors, I might pick up a gloss bomb as well. But I think it's really nice that she is padding out her collection and just filling it out with products that you would need to make a full line. A mascara, a eye pencil, a setting spray, like things like that. I think it's smart. I actually think it's really smart. It's gonna be interesting to see what else she comes out with in 2020. And yeah, I think that is either it's available already. I know the pencils are, but I'm not sure about the other things. I'll try and put some info down below so that you can see it. Oh, let's talk about the Violet Voss as well. Violet Voss is really an indie brand, but they're sold at Sephora, so here we go. Violet Voss has come out with two palettes. It is the Matte Vibes eyeshadow palette for $30. That is the full-size pans. It's like a bigger palette. It's all matte neutral shades. Not for me. Not for me at all. And then that is the fun-sized mini eyeshadow palette for $18, and that is the mini eyeshadow palette. Those are really cute. I've actually swatched those a couple of times in Sephora. I've been so close to buying one, and I actually was interested in buying this Sweet Violet one that is a purpley palette that leans a bit indigo but also a bit pinky, and then those two light pink shades in the beginning. I was interested in picking it up, but it was a Sephora US exclusive, meaning that I couldn't find it on the Violet Voss website, and then I can't get it, and I also won't be getting it later. I don't like when things are released like that, in a way that only US can get it in the beginning. I usually don't pick up stuff like that. I don't want to be like, oh my god, I feel so bad for me. I don't feel like that at all, but I have no problems with things being like released at Sephora US, but I kind of wish that it would be available on their site as well. I understand business practices and they need to make money, but yeah, I wanted actually to pick this up, but I wasn't able, so I didn't. I know that Amy Loves Makeup did pick up this Violet one, and she put up a video. It's on my watch later playlist, so I'm gonna check on that later. But yeah, let me know if you picked that one up and what you feel about it. I'm gonna check out Amy's video. in a bit. I'm actually really excited. I don't know if there's any more mainstream releases that we are going to talk about, because I do have some indie things I want to talk about as well, so maybe I'll leave it at this. I'm going to talk about one other news that's not really a makeup release, and then we're going to get into some smaller brands. Maybe I can just get in the middle so we can talk about this for a bit. Oh, how is my hair looking? Is this better? Not really. Anyways, here we go. Kat Von D. I want to talk about Kat Von D. A lot of people have asked me what I feel about Kat Von D now that Kendo went out and they announced that they have bought out Kat Von D from Kat Von D, the brand. Kat Von D owned the brand Kat Von D Beauty together with Kendo. Kendo is a big umbrella brand. They are the owners of Sephora, for reference. So they're pretty big umbrella brand. So they are the owners of Sephora, and this is the reason why Kat Von D has been Sephora exclusive as well, if you didn't know that. But they bought out Kat Von D, and they said that this was voluntarily and that she didn't have the passion for makeup anymore, and she was like, I don't know what she's doing. Apparently she's doing some kind of tour and some kind of shoe company. Listen, I have no idea. I'm not checking for this lady. Here's the thing. I don't think it was voluntarily at all. I think that for once ever, the cancellation of a brand actually worked, and too many people were boycotting Kat Von D. And I actually think that Kendo was like, unless we're gonna tank this brand entirely, we need to take a new direction. So I don't think that they forced her out of the company, but I do think that this wasn't maybe 100% Kat Von D's choice, because who wants to give up their baby like that, having a makeup brand with your name on it? So in the future, Kat Von D Beauty is gonna be KVD Vegan Beauty. They are obviously not changing the name entirely, because if they did, first of all, nobody would recognize them in stores, and they need to keep that like presence of people recognizing the brand. Otherwise they might as well just cancel the brand and start a new one, which is a lot of money. They wouldn't have done that. So, and also then they couldn't keep the formulas, the names, the packaging. It is expensive to do makeup packaging. So I feel like this was a good middle road for Kendo to be able to actually save formulas, shade names, and packaging. Otherwise they had to start from scratch, and that is expensive. And that is just canceling the brand, and I don't think that they would do that. That wouldn't be a smart move. So it's going to be KVD Vegan Beauty. It's not the best name in the world. I'm guessing they're thinking / hoping that it's going to be a bit like YSL. YSL is of course the makeup brand of Yves Saint Laurent, which is now Saint Laurent, because Saint Laurent did change the name of the fashion house to Saint Laurent when Yves died. He created the brand and they were like, no Yves, no Yves Saint Laurent. So it's called Saint Laurent, but the makeup brand is still called YSL because it's better, I don't know, and rolled off the tongue, which KVD Vegan Beauty definitely does not, but maybe with time we'll get used to it. I don't know, but from now, they've already changed the name on American Sephora. In Sweden, it is still called Kat Von D Beauty. I'm thinking it's rolling out over time. They said it's not going to be a definite like transition and all of it's going to be gone. They said that it's going to trickle in new packaging without the Kat Von D name, but from now she is no longer affiliated with the brand. So if you do buy anything from KVD Vegan Beauty now, you are not giving money to Kat Von D. So if that is one of the reasons why you didn't want to buy from the brand, you are safe now. I know that some people are now like associating the brand and the products with a lot of negativity, and for that reason they won't be able to buy from the brands anyways, and I 100% respect that. Here is my view on this, and if your view doesn't align with mine, if you do not agree with me, if you feel differently, I 100% respect that. We are allowed to feel differently about things, and I don't judge you for not reaching the same conclusion as mine, as long as you don't judge me for reaching another conclusion than you. I feel like it's important as friends to recognize that we can feel differently about things and not having to hate each other. This is how I feel. The reason why I stopped buying and using Kat Von D products a couple of years back then when all this happened is because I didn't want to give money to a person that I feel is so anti-science. I am a science queen, I am team science, and for me that is important. It is important to not spread information that can actually be hurtful for others. Like, actually hurtful for others. Oh my god, it's so dark behind me. So for me, that was the reason why I took a break from the brand. I always say I never cancel brands, and this is good for me because now I feel she is gone. She is the reason why I didn't want to buy from the brand. So for me, that is enough. That is enough for me. So if something fun is being released from KVD Vegan Beauty and I am interested in trying it, I will. this brand is no longer on a break for me. For me and for my sanity and my ethics, it's important for me to know when it's enough. And for me, this is enough. If it's not enough for you, that is fine. I totally get that. I don't think that the brand has released any really fun products recently. The only product that they released that I thought was pretty cute was the blushes. So maybe if I see them in store and they look cute, maybe I'll actually buy one. Who knows? But this brand is no longer on my no thank you list, and I obviously wish in the future that no brand would be on this list. I'm always keeping my eyes open to see what happens with brands. I feel like it's important that each and every one of us makes a choice on what brand you want to support, what brand you don't want to support, and why. But I also feel like it's important to keep an open heart to know when it's time to move on. And if you feel like it's never time to move on, that is also perfectly okay. And I feel like everyone should respect that opinion. But if you feel like it's a brand that you will never, ever, ever, ever buy from again, try and like cleanse your brain from that. Because if you keep thinking and talking about how much you hate that brand all the time, it's gonna create negativity in your life that's not gonna bring any kind of joy to you. So if it's a brand that you are truly canceling forever, just try to also remove them from your thoughts and from your brain. I think that that is gonna actually make you feel better about yourself, because negativity always brings us down. Even though I think it's important to say no when we need to say no, maybe sometimes we'll need to say no once and not like 2,000 times, because it might bring us down. At least that's how it works for me. Maybe that's not how it works for you at all, and I respect that as well. I don't know how many times. Listen, people get upset. That's why I say these things. People get so upset. There are some things that I'm gonna skip. There are some things that I'm gonna skip talking about because it's getting dark, it's getting late, I'm getting hungry. But I want to talk about the Toffee Beauty Blendiful, because this was released when I was away, and I was actually thinking, like, do I want to try this? So I went to Toffee's website, I picked one of these up, put them in my basket, and I noticed that with shipping was almost as much as the sponges. I think they're $18. Was the shipping more even? Maybe shipping could have been $20. So they are $18 for one big and one small sponge. You're supposed to be able to use these with foundations and creams and concealers and powders and blushes and blah, blah, all of it. I'm intrigued. I have one of these. I have one of these from, this isn't clean, so I'm going to show you this is basically the same kind of thing. This is from Linda Hallberg, and if you're living in Europe and don't want to pay taxes, I'm sure you could probably use this one in the same technique as the Blendiful from Toffee. From what I'm guessing, they look like they're the same thing, but it's intriguing that she's saying that she's using them with like foundation. That intrigues me, and maybe I'll try that, honestly. The thing is, this would have cost me $18 plus about $18 in like shipping to get it here, and then also probably about $20 in taxes and fees. So this would have cost me like $50-$60 to get to Sweden, and I want to try Toffee Beauty badly, but I can't pay $50-$60 for 2 sponges. So if this is in stock, the next time she's releasing something, maybe I'll buy both of them at the same time instead to try it out. But I was interested in trying it because I felt like this was truly actually something new. I haven't so far looked at a single review of these, but I think I'm gonna. I saw that Samantha March put up a video with it. I also saw that Jen Loves Reviews put up a video. So I'm gonna check those out and see what they say. And if they think that it's a fun product, maybe I'll pick it up later and try it out. But as of right now, I didn't pick it up, and it was basically only because just buying one thing for $20 and then having to pay more than double that just to get it to me, it didn't feel like a smart choice for me. So that's why I didn't buy it. I'm hoping she'll release something else in the future that I can get, because I thought it looked pretty fun. Did you get it? Did you try it? Did you see any good reviews that you recommend me watching? Let me know, because I would love to see some more reviews on that one actually. Okay, there's a couple of indie products that I want to talk about, and I want to start with the Smokey Glow and Nyqvist Cosmetics collab. This one was supposed to be like released. I was confused because they said they're gonna send out like so confused, like today. the 25th. I'm recording this on the 25th. They said they were gonna send out like a code to buy it, but I didn't get one. I want to get this, but I didn't get a code, so I couldn't buy it. I don't know if others did, but I didn't get sent an email, and I am part of the email list, so I don't know what's going on, but this is what the palette is looking like. I do want to pick this collection up. I do want to review this. I really love Smokey Glow. I think Hannah is a beautiful person inside and out, and I want to support her, and I want to try this collection. This is another one of those red, purpley, pink palettes. Like I said before, I don't think that you need to buy all of them. You don't even need to buy 2 of them. So if I were you, I'd just sit back and watch a couple of reviews and see which one could be for you, to be honest, because there is a lot of palettes right now that are being released that are very similar. This one and the Natasha De Nonna palette are very similar. So I would say just sit down in a boat, chill a bit, and just see which one could be the best one. This also comes with a gloss trio. They said in the second launch that it was going to be sold as singles as well, and then there is a highlighter duo. I think that these are very pretty. I think that they are actually brighter than I thought they would be, because I feel like Hannah usually wears very neutral looks, but maybe I was so focused on the topic of the video that I actually didn't look, but I like this. It's pink, reds, purples, and corals. It's very on trend. I think this is really pretty. The eyeshadow palette is $36, the gloss trio is $25, the highlighter duo is $21, and you can buy the PR box for $75. Are you saving some money? Yeah, you're saving a little money, and you can also use discount codes. I know there's a bunch of people that have discount codes. I know that Midas Cosmetics does have discount codes. If you look at their Instagram, I think they're posting which ones have which codes if you want to check for an influencer that you want to support. And then you can get, I don't know if it's 10 or 20% off, but if you're buying from a brand that has discount codes, I would say use one, because you're getting a good deal out of that. You're actually getting some money off. But don't go buying stuff that you actually don't need just to be able to use the discount code. You can support creators in another way. Just watch your videos. That's definitely good enough. But yeah, I am intrigued in that one, and I will pick that one up, so you will see videos on that. I think it is being shipped out on Valentine's Day. I'm hoping I can still get it even though I didn't get a password. I honestly don't know what's going on, but I will research for some information and put it in the description box, because something's up, but I want to get it. Pinky Rose has also released 2 new palettes, 2 small palettes, and they've also released that Stormi palette that was in collaboration with Riley Rose, which is actually Forever 21. I don't know if they closed all of the Riley Rose stores. I'm not sure, but you can buy it at Forever 21 and probably also at the Pinky Rose website. These 2 new small palettes, it is Sunflower and Luscious Plum. They are $22 each. They will be available on January 24th, which, oh, they're already available. And this Stormi palette is already available, but that one was very limited edition, and they said that once it's sells out, it's gone forever. This is $27. I know a lot of people hate the special kind of pan size with the lightning bolts. I feel like indifferent. I used to be very like up in arms about different pan sizes, but I realized with time that actually I don't care. Sometimes, have you ever felt like that? That sometimes like your opinions about things are actually more about you wanting to agree with people than you actually feeling that way. And I notice with pan sizes, it's more about me wanting to agree with people than it is me actually. I don't care about pan sizes. I really do. The only pan sizes I don't like, it's when they're too big and I'm paying for product that I'm never gonna use, or when they're like too slim and they're next to each other, so it's really hard for me to get a brush into just that color. I also don't really like when pan sizes are like together, the 2 colors in the same pan. I feel like that is really hard, and that's not really how I do my makeup. But with this, I'm just like, whatever. But I will say that this Stormi palette, I feel like it's very peculiar, the kind of shimmers that they picked with these neon, because it's like 5 neon mattes, which are beautiful, and then it's 5 like grungy dark shimmers, and I don't feel like these go together. I don't feel like these colors go together at all, so I'm pretty surprised at what shimmers they picked with these matte. I feel like this palette is not mixy matchy at all. I will say though that the other 2 palettes, the Sunflower and the Luscious Plum, they're super pretty, really cute. Again, purple, red, and pink. I'm telling you, it's a thing. And yeah, I don't hate those at all. It's a bigger transition shade. Most people use a transition shade every time they do makeup. That's a good idea, I guess. I'm at this point not going to pick any of these up. If I weren't to pick up the Midas Cosmetics and the Natasha De Nonna one, I probably would have picked up this red and purple one because I really do love that combo. But I mean, I already have this one. This is also a red and purple one, to be honest. It's not a red and purple, but a pink and purple. Like, I don't need to... Like, how many palettes do I need to review with that color scheme? Like, maybe I should just calm down a bit. So I'm not gonna pick that one up because there's already too many. The next thing I want to talk about, am I gonna talk about only one more thing? I've been here for a really long time. Okay, let's end with one thing, but just no, not true. I'm gonna end with two things, but I'm gonna end with the thing that is in news, but I don't want to be here all day. It's impossible. I can't. It's gonna be too long, okay? I need to... I'll talk about it next week, I promise. Pinky promise. Okay, second to last thing is of course the rebranding of Makeup Geek. It is finally here. That is so exciting. I don't know how I feel like rebranding. I don't know if that is really what it was. It's just... They used to have those bright power pigments in square pants and pants. Yes, pants. They had pants on. Trousers. Pants. And now they are doing the other shadows in square pants as well. And I feel excited because some of my favorite mattes are coming back, like Time Travel and Enchanted Forest. They're back, thank the heavens. I am gonna receive this in PR. It takes some time for things to come to Sweden. But just so you know, this PR package is actually in transit to me. So when I get it, I want to do, because now you can buy quads, like you can create your own quads. I already, after looking at their website, I already have some constructive criticism, and I feel I'm gonna save this for that video, and I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna give you some pros and cons. I'm gonna compare the shadows that are re-promoted. I'm gonna compare the old formula to the new and see if they are dupes, and I'm also gonna try and see if I can create some custom for quads for you. They're not already fixed, so that maybe you can create some new fun quads out of the colors that they have. I wish that I had all of the power pigments, but I don't. I think that it's a shame that they didn't promote that more within the rebranding story, that those are still within the brand and that those also can be mixed into these quads and 9 pans. I wish that they would have been more vocal about that. I also wish that they would have been more vocal about, because Marlena tweeted out a while ago that this is phase 1. This is the basics, the mattes. They've been known for their mattes. Their mattes are amazing. Their mattes is one of my favorite matte formulas of all matte formulas. They never let me down. I love their matte formula. I just wish that they've been a bit more vocal about what Marlena said in a tweet, that with phase 2 is coming the more special formulas, the special shades, the more interesting textures. And I wish that they have been a bit more vocal with that, because I feel like people are saying, this is so basic, this is so boring, but I think this is meant to be basics. I think this is meant to be the basics. And I have no idea what phase 2 is going to be. I'm kind of hoping that they're going to revamp their duochromes because they are so good. So I'm intrigued to see what phase 2 is going to be. I also wish that they have been a bit more vocal about the fact that all the face things are still available, like the bronzers and the blushes and the highlighters. They are still there, but now you buy them in a pan instead, and you can mix and match them within the palettes, or just buy a compact with them. Like I said, I do have some constructive criticism, and I'm gonna see how I feel about all of this when I get the collection sent to me, because I think it's gonna arrive to me next week. So let me know if you're interested in seeing me going over this new release, going over the options and what I feel could be better for the future and what I like, because all in all, I think that Makeup Geek mattes could be the foundation, like the pillars of a really good makeup collection for everyone, because those are some of my most used mattes. Probably at this point, my most used neutrals is my Makeup Geek neutrals, because they're such good quality. So I'm interested in trying them out. I'm interested in seeing how I feel about them. Let me know if you're interested in seeing a video about that. There are other people that have videos up already. I haven't watched any of them because I don't want to be influenced by their opinions about the launch. Being in Sweden, it takes a bit longer for the package to get to me. I do have a affiliate code with Makeup Geek. It is Angelica, but if you want to buy something now, you can save 10% and use the code, but maybe wait a bit until I do my video so that we can see together if it's worth picking up or not. But I feel pretty confident that they're gonna be at least as good as they used to be, but yeah, I just want to see it with my own eyes. But I will put the info in the description box, like I always do, and hopefully you are looking forward to seeing a video about that, because I'm super intrigued to seeing what they're all about. Okay, the last thing we're gonna talk about is something that actually already happened. It came, it went, and it's gone. It already happened. And that happens sometimes when you like have a break for a couple of weeks like I did. The Clio Not restock for the stained glass, including the new colors. That release already happened. They had the new colors, they had the restock, and they also had a sale. I did, however, put info about this on my Instagram, and I did have a video swatching my 10 favorite Clio Not stained glass collection. Sometimes news about makeup is also in my videos that are throughout the week, so if you missed that, I'm really sorry, but I've talked to Clio Not. Oh, I missed saying that. That was one of the news as well, that my 10 favorite Clio Not shadows was actually available as a bundle throughout the sale. So you could buy my 10 shades. If you feel like the collection is just overwhelming, you don't know what to get, you could get the bundle with my 10 favorites as a bundle, and I already like cherry-picked some of the best shades so that you can get a selection of the shades without going through the hassle of just planning it out. And you also got a bit of a discount. It did sell out. Clio Not contacted me after, like during their sale. They're like, oh my god, there's so many people on the site is almost crashing. And she told me that my set actually sold out within minutes, which is very flattering. Thank you so much. But she is gonna do a restock. They're gonna do a restock. The Shattered Glass collection is not limited edition, and they also added some new colors, and she told me that they were gonna send me all of the new colors. So if you want to see another swatch video going through all of the new colors, because they had 2 new formulas within the stained glass, and they also did pad out some of the collections with more shades. So if you're interested in seeing a swatch video of me swatching all of the new ones, which is going to be like the old one, do let me know, because I could definitely make that happen. I don't really know when they're coming though. I know that they're swamped right now with all of the getting all of these pieces out that people have ordered. They also said that they're going to do a restock, but they're probably going to do a pre-order on the restock so that they can see the demand for the different shades and know which ones they should make more of. And then they're also going to put up my bundle again. Clio Not always has really good info on her Instagram, so I will definitely recommend you, if you are interested in getting the stained glass, whatever shade you want to get, if you want to get a bundle or just a shade or 2, or if you're interested in the news, I would recommend following them on Instagram. They are always really good at putting up the info there. And if they're doing a pre-sale on the new shades or the collection altogether and my bundle, they will definitely announce it on their Instagram. So if this is something you are interested in, if you weren't able to pick up the shades you wanted through when they had the restock this time, do follow them on Instagram. They do have some really good info there. And if you wanted to see which my 10 favorite shades were, that video is available. It was a week and a half ago, but it was quite recently on my channel, so do go back and check that one, because that set is being restocked as well. And that was it. Whew, this video was so long. It's dark behind me, I didn't eat lunch yet. I didn't even finish my glass because I've been talking so much. Overall, I will say that throughout, I would say like throughout the past, since Christmas until now, I feel like my makeup fatigue is over. I feel like I am over the hump, and maybe that's a bad thing because I have seen myself buying more things, shopping a bit more, but I've been really into I've been really feeling like fun makeup is coming out. I've been looking at new releases and being like, oh my god, this looks so pretty. I want to own this, I want to try this, I want to make looks with this. And I haven't felt like that really in a while. You know, sometimes you're just like, ugh. You look at the releases, they all look the same, you don't want to buy any of it. But lately, I have to say, I've been really into the new releases. I have 2 of the things here. I did buy the Glamlite one. I am buying the Midas one if I'm able. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they don't want me to buy the collection. I want to buy the Midas Cosmetics one. I am gonna buy the Natasha De Nonna one. There are other collections that I feel like I'm on the fence about, so yeah, there's gonna be some new things here. If there's something that you are so eager to see a review of, that you want me to start with, let me know in the comments. And also don't forget, I had a giveaway live on my channel this Wednesday, so do check back on that one as well. It's live and it's still open until I think the beginning of February, so you still have some time to enter the giveaway if you want to be entered. I hope you really liked this video. Remember, tomorrow there is going to be a 1 palette 3 looks with the Amrezy palette. I'm super excited about that. I filmed 2 of the looks so far and they look both really pretty. I'm gonna film the 3rd one tomorrow. And also this look, maybe it's coming next week or the week after that, I don't really know. I'm sorry that this break was a bit longer than intended, but I am back. I'm back, we're going 2020, and I am so excited that you are here with me. Let's make 2020 an amazing year. New makeup releases, it's coming back next Sunday. Let's talk about more releases. And yeah, I hope you're having an amazing Sunday. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. I'd love to see you tomorrow. And yeah, that was it. Bye!